Reeves is. And the one aspect of his game that I am so impressed with is his passing and playmaking, because that was a thing that could potentially separate him from the 25 to 30 club in the NBA. The ranking of, De'Aaron Fox, Darius Garland, in that tier of guard that many people thought maybe were jumping the gun a little bit too much. No. Reeves this season as a table setter, as a decision maker, making touchdown passes from one side of the court to other when players, even if a defender is connected to them and it's spot on the money, the things in which Reeves is doing to start this year is absurd. And so even with a lot of other things going for the Lakers right now, I will never oversimplify a duo that has the potential any given night to give you 60 to 70 points, them scoring themselves, and then also assisting on another 30 to 40 points together. Reeves and Luka combined averaging north of 70 points and 18 assists. That is crazy. Now that's Luka and Reeves, but from a team perspective, what exactly are the Lakers doing? Because they still look really good offensively in games in which Luka isn't playing, games in which Reeves isn't playing, and even in a game where neither one of them was available. And in my opinion, this degree of resourcefulness and adaptability all stems from JJ Redick. Now, as a Laker fan last year, I had my hesitation of the Redick hire because of the lack of experience, but overall was optimistic of what he could bring to the team because I was overguarding him. He was just a really, really bad coach. And another reason why I had my doubts beyond the lack of experience was also this belief that JJ was very headstrong on this idea of what the team was going to look like, despite the fact that this three-point shooting volume team that he was hell-bent on pushing just didn't fit the personnel on the roster. Anthony Davis isn't a three-point shooting big. LeBron is best when you get into the basket. D'Angelo Russell is really up and down. And overall, there just wasn't any defined shooters on the roster last season. But quickly, what I saw from JJ is someone who was much more adaptable than I originally gave him credit for, and also very resourceful. Now, some of this he had no other choice but to do because he was trying to implement young players like Max Christie and Dalton Connect into heavy rotational minutes. And then also, when you trade AD and Max Christie for Luka Doncic, at some point you're going to have to just go with the flow. And then, to give credit where credit is due, he put a lot of faith in Austin Reeves as well. And so I think even that gave him a bit more leniency on what he was expecting on a possession-to-possession basis from everyone else. And even though I didn't really see it that much in the series against the Minnesota Timberwolves, and you can certainly argue Redick's inability to find any competent rotational players before the playoffs started did hurt the Lakers in the long run. So far this season, once more, you can see how resourceful and adaptable Redick has been on a game-to-game basis. And personally, I believe the easiest telltale sign isn't just games from, Nick Smith Jr. going crazy and leading the team to a win over the Portland Trailblazers without Luka or Reeves, or games in which DeAndre Ayton and Rui played really great minutes for this roster. And in my opinion, a clear indicator of how adaptable Redick has been from a coaching perspective is where the Lakers tend to take and make most of their shots. Again, before his coaching tenure, Redick was hell-bent on this idea of volume shooting three-point shots, getting behind the line, getting them up. Even if you're not making them at a great clip, it still is going to translate into efficient offense. However, to start the season, the Lakers are a terrible three-point shooting team. And again, they don't have the personnel to be a great three-point shooting team. And yet, the Lakers offense is still top 10 in the NBA. And the reason why they're able to do this is because of the exact shot that JJ claimed that he doesn't want his team taking, and that's mid-range jumpers. Specifically between 8 to 16 feet, the Lakers are top 3 in volume and a clear number 1 in accuracy by a very wide margin. And a huge reason why they're able to pull this off isn't just because of the excellence of Reeves, Luka, and Rui, who all four of them are knocking down these shots at an abnormal clip. Reeves is the worst out of the bunch, and he's still converting these shots at a 58% accuracy rate, which is ridiculous. The other three are north of 60%, which effectively is like someone shooting 40% from behind the arc. That's how accurate they are in what should be the least efficient area on the floor. But hey, when you got players like that, you have a coach that's willing for them to just thrive in that area that they all are really great in, then yes, you can still produce a top 10 offense in the NBA. And I do believe when it comes to Luka and Reeves, they will further add even more offensive value when they drive to the basket and get into the teeth of the defense. And if anything, the amount of three-point shots that they're taking really does take away from what this offense can truly be. And then you have really who I was the most concerned of last year in terms of this new identity that J.J. Redick was trying to implement. Rudy's bread and butter is in the mid-range jump shot area. He's loving the elbow jumper for the last 2 to 3 years with the Lakers. And so taking that away from him, just for him to shoot threes, sure, in some capacity works, especially because Rudy is a knockdown three-point shooter, especially in the corner. But also you can't take away what he does instinctually. And the same thing said about DeAndre Ayton. I loathe the fact that Ayton does not dive to the basket hard, but at the end of the day, if he's hitting those elbow jumpers and those floaters at a 60% clip, have at it, man. Go ahead and do your thing, because that is ridiculous accuracy in areas of the floor where the defense, in all honesty, isn't going to contend. And so for JJ to be this lenient on the shot selection early on this season really does show me that he has the capability of just working with whatever is given to him. And it also shows in games in which Luka isn't available, or Reeves isn't available, or both Luka and Reeves isn't available, and then you have Nick Smith Jr. going crazy. Jake Arabia is having really great stretches of basketball now. And DeAndre Ayton, again, I'm not the biggest fan of, I have to admit, but the past 3 or 4 games, he's been really impressive as well. Overall, I have to say JJ and his identity, how resourceful he has been, it's been really great to see. Something that we saw last year as well, why Max Christie turned into a good contributor for the team, someone who was a bench player and quickly became a starting caliber 2 guard in the NBA. It all happened under the watch of JJ Redick, and I can't wait to see what exactly we can get out of other players such as Jake Arabia as the season continues to progress. Which then brings us to the other elephant in the room, that is LeBron James. How exactly will LeBron moving forward fit on a roster that is now being dominated by both Luka and Reeves? They immediately found success to the point in which they're top 10 status in the NBA, despite the fact that LeBron has not played yet. And I'm here to tell many people, you don't have to worry, man. You don't have to worry, man. It is amazing to me how quickly people are ready to move with these narratives that LeBron is sitting out purposely, that LeBron, when he comes back, he's going to mess up the flow of this offense, that LeBron somehow, the ball isn't in his hands, or he is off ball, that he is just a non-functioning offensive weapon. Like, none of that makes any sense to me, especially because the facts say otherwise. To the paint. Ever since 2020 up until last season, every metric that you can use in terms of ball dominance and overall offensive dependency, LeBron's numbers have been going down. Time of possession, average seconds per touch, usage rate, all going down. And LeBron wanted that because he keeps saying he wants more ball handlers on the team. So this idea that he wouldn't give up the reins for Luka Doncic when he's been doing so for him and Schroeder, Russell Westbrook, D'Angelo Russell, a worse version also Reeves, is crazy. Secondly, this idea that LeBron is not going to get any functional benefits off ball is ridiculous. I don't think I need to explain to people that LeBron can baseline, setting screens, rolling hard to the basket, just being an overall vertical threat would be great for this team, especially because right now, outside of Jackson Hayes, they don't have him. But also, for you to say this thing that LeBron, when he's running around the three-point line, he's just not very hard. In the last 2 years, when back in shoot threes, LeBron has been shooting north of 42% from the line. 42%. Matter of fact, 2 years ago, LeBron shooting north of 45% in the second shoot threes. So this idea that, oh man, LeBron, he's off ball, he just needs the ball, he says, he's never functioned that way. Like, what are you talking about? No, seriously, like, what exactly are y'all talking about? What have you been watching over the last 5 to 6 years before with the Lakers? He has slowly turned into a less ball-dominant player every single year. And last year, when Luka was on the roster, albeit in small sample size, Luka, Reeves, and LeBron were producing top 5 offensive status in the league. When you add Reeves to the bunch, he was getting an offensive rating of 120, which would have been either first or second in the league. This idea that LeBron is fit function next to Luka and Reeves, and he's really going to mess things up, like, no. That man is 41 years old. Trust in what I say, and I also trust in what he says as well, he's trying to slow things down. And oh yeah, for people out there who still question this idea of LeBron being on a roster next to Luka and Reeves, especially this version of them, I'm just going to say this, bro. Yes, it's going to be a major upside to what exactly Lakers have been running for the last 7 to 9 games now, because LeBron is getting minutes, Dalton Connect is getting minutes, FanDuel is getting minutes. Like there's minutes that are given to players that we all know for a fact if LeBron is getting, they're not going to receive. So if you believe that those 14, 11 minutes that are given to Dalton and Bronny, if they are really given to LeBron, You're telling me that wouldn't be a benefit? Do you believe that the 20-plus minutes that Vandal has to receive, if that's all given to LeBron, you don't think it's going to be a benefit? You think it's somehow a negative that this Lakers team is going to run 48 minutes of ball handling, passing, and playmaking between Luka, Reeves, and LeBron because they're going to stagger the minutes. Every minute on the floor for 48 minutes, one of those three, if not two of those three, will share the floor with him. You think that's a bad thing? Alright, Dawes, I can tell y'all just like to say things. At the end of the day, I'm going to say this. The fact that the Lakers are this good, this early on, they got some really good wins under their belt as well, and the roster isn't 100% healthy. The second best player still has not touched the floor yet, and they're already in position to have one of the better offenses in the NBA. You see what I say? It's only up for me. It's only up. And I also believe that once LeBron gets acclimated to what this team wants to do offensively, and once he takes a further backseat offensively, we're going to get a better defensive version out of him because I've already seen that out of Luka. The way in which JJ coaches this team defensively, it is set for a player like LeBron because of his size, athleticism, and IQ to be a clear, positive defender. And trust me when I say it's going to be better than Dalton, Ronnie, and Vandal. Just so you know. But hey, those are just my thoughts. Please let me know yours in the comment section below. Also, if you missed our last video, it's somewhere on the screen, so make sure you go check that out. Also, make sure you hit the subscribe button and notification bell. Until next time, I'll see you all later. Peace.
Basketball in Europe. Here's long there. Defensively by Zadirko.
With such great offense, DraftKings is the place for those who love college football. I love college football.
Watch out, Liner flush from the pocket. Matt, how are you playing this? Liner's got a man streaking downfield. He's wide open in the end zone.
Hello, it's your favorite sports on here. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to join the fastest growing community on YouTube. Remember, Nightcap doesn't happen without you. So please subscribe when you don't make Ojo.
From outside, great work by Marks, stretching out the floor.
About 3 seconds between the shot.
LeBron James will not be traveling for the team's upcoming 5-game road trip starting Saturday as he finally recovers from sciatica on his right side, according to Sean. Sean also reported that next step for LeBron is getting his rehab his 5-on-5 live play, which could come against a G League player, or when he returned with the Los Angeles returned from the road trip on November 16th. Lakers personnel are still operating under the belief LeBron debut will come around in November.
They're up by 6.
Hey, look, Joe, what you thinking? I like what the Lakers been doing. I want to give a shout out to my young boy Nick Smith Jr. over there. From the Lake Baldwin. Yeah. He from the crib. He's from Little Rock. Okay. So, hey, look, and they got AR over there who's from Arkansas too. So them boys getting down over there.
Go with the Ozarks. Wait a minute. Austin Reeves from where?
He from Arkansas. Arkansas. It's probably an hour and a half from Little Rock. Chill out, Ocho. Listen, Ocho, we ain't got but a few players in the league, so we all got to stick together. Right. So I root for all of them. But man, I've been hearing this about that they don't need LeBron. If the Lakers plan on going far, you're gonna need the king. You're gonna need him. It's good that these guys are getting out here and they playing great. But when LeBron gets back on the floor, they're gonna need to keep that same confidence and effort that they have. But if they plan on going far, man, they gonna need LeBron to come in and do something. And what? Go ahead, Joe.
No, I was gonna say, but the funny thing is, as well as they're playing now offensively, when LeBron comes back, he still fits that dynamic, right? So the flow of the offense still continues.
Yeah, I think that. Go ahead. No, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna let you finish. You want them guys to continue to have the confidence that they playing with right now, right? You know what I mean? Like without LeBron, with LeBron on the floor, yeah, maybe it is a little different. Maybe it's a lot more pressure. But with him not being on the floor, you need. I love the confidence these guys are playing with. They just have to keep it up when he does come back. They can't defer to him too much. You know what I mean? Right? Yeah. I agree. I think the thing is for me, Joe, is that this helps with the depth. Yeah, the problem that the Lakers always had was depth. Is that what happened when LeBron and Luka's not on the floor? Or what happened when those guys are off the floor? Now we can see that now LeBron or Luka or Austin Reeves will always be on the floor. So they'll always have somebody that can initiate the offense. Yeah. Whereas before, you're like, damn, you had to play LeBron here, he's down to 39, 40 years old, and you got to play in 40 minutes. guys reported that old ain't supposed to be playing those kind of minutes.
Right.
Luka wearing down. And so now you got Rui that's playing really well. You got the guy they got from Memphis that's playing really well the other night. They
what's his name?
NBA is dangerous when he's with confidence.
And he been balling. Yes, it's been going under the radar because AR been playing so great when Luka hadn't been playing. But he's been amazing for them.
Yep. And you mentioned Bryce. Bryce came in and gave him. What did he give him over there? He gave him 6 assists.
Yeah, Brian.
Brian. So what that does is that it's going to give them confidence that they can like, man, we can do this. We can do this.
There you go.
Now, you know the expectation is. I think sometimes, like when LeBron is not there and like Luka wasn't there, it's a situation where like, man, ain't nobody expecting anything of it.
Yeah.
But they know when LeBron is there and they know what the expectations are.
Oh yeah.
It's really that simple.
Yeah, it's championship or bust, and that's it. For me, when you look at DeAndre Ayton, he's probably gonna benefit the most out of LeBron not playing right now because he's playing at a great level right now. They giving him a lot of lobs, a lot of little chippies right there at the rim, and he's been playing great. So I think he's gonna be
that's what Luka needed. If you notice, Luka's at his best when he got a lob threat.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, when he had Lively, when he had PJ Washington, when he had what's the other guy named? Gaffer.
Yeah.
You see, they went to the NBA finals once they got PJ Washington and they got Gaffer. He needs a lob threat. As long as he got a lob threat, it's all done. He gonna get to the rim, but now when you least expect it,
Here's Paris.
Hey, DeAndre Ayton, there's no reason DeAndre Ayton shouldn't average 14, 10, and 5.
You talking about with LeBron or without LeBron?
With both of those guys, because he's a lob threat.
Yeah.
So you got
jump to a bigger club, or even, dare I say, the NBA.
Now here's Chauvet. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points in the game. On there, can't get it to go.
This is the kind of check you should be getting after a car accident, but are you? Most people don't even realize their first offer from insurance companies is almost always a lowball. They're counting on you not knowing how much your
Boosie's life is in danger. Grave danger. This is not placating, not a joke. Boosie don't have a lot of time left. He has to act fast about that. So let me explain what's going on. Do y'all remember a few months ago, approximately 2 months ago, when Boosie pled guilty to his federal gun case? Well, it looks like a prison sentence ain't the only thing he has to worry about.
It's a little more serious news here. A well-known rapper with a big following on social media could be headed back to prison after he pleaded guilty to a gun charge in federal court today.
Boosie was arrested during a traffic stop here in San Diego 2 years ago. CBS 8's Kelly Hesbaugh joins us live downtown. Kelly, you were in the courtroom. You also spoke to Boosie. What can you tell us?
That's right, and his legal name is Torres Hatch. Now, a lot of times defendants don't really want to talk to us if they're still going through court proceedings, but he was fine with it. He says he accepts responsibility for what happened, and he's ready to move forward.
I want to put it behind me. I don't want to get it behind me and go on with my life. You know, it's a lot of things this case has stopped me from doing, traveling all across the world, making. So I just want to get it over with, you know. Accept my guilty plea. I'm ready to get over it.
That plea deal might be the worst decision of his life. It might be the reason of his life. You see, Boosie is set for sentencing for that plea in about 10 days. He's supposed to be sentenced on the 21st of November. Now, Boosie pled guilty due to a gun case caught in San Diego. So he's getting sentenced to a California state prison. So Boosie took the plea deal. However, he still has some unresolved issues in California. And there's going to be people looking for him when he goes to prison. The Hoovers have already announced that when Boosie ran into California State Prison, they are on him. So why is Boosie in trouble with the Hoovers? Why is Boosie being looked for by the Hoovers? It's because of what he did to a Hoover OG called Gumby. So Boosie and Gumby
ran into some issues a few years back when Gumby threw a concert. At the time, Boosie's manager was his brother TK. Now, the OG Hoover gave Boosie's brother the bat, right? So Boosie's brother gave him a price. So yeah, Boosie was going to perform for this. He gave the brother the money they agreed upon. However, when Boosie got to the concert, he refused to perform because he said he didn't get paid yet. The Hoover gave the brother all the money. The brother never showed up. So that led to some conflict where they held Boosie at ransom until he could go on stage and perform.
Boosie would have never even knew what his brother was up to if his brother didn't never steal from me. But he stole from me. And on West Side Hoover, I went the fuck for them on my money. It just so happened that his brother didn't come. So I had to deal with old Boosie. And just like he see him on TV, he cocky. Oh, but see, he didn't understand. You're in the building with 200 hoes. And I'm Gumby over. Ain't no Boosie badass in here. Gumby badass. Over though. So, in his defense, all over, he was outnumbered. We're in the green room. It's Boosie, it's too big. It's Stunner from Vegas, his bodyguard from Grape Street. I don't think like the road manager. Yeah, I'm hoping that's the nigga road manager. I'm trying to let nigga in my eyes again. Bitch, slap the shit out you. I'm over. Right? It went bad because he's mad at Jay-Z. I ain't never met Jay-Z before. I'm off cold and fig. And that's none of this you talking about. But your brother just made me pay $7,500 more out of my budget. I need to holler at group. So he doing the whole Boosie shit. And I understand how I approach it. What's up, bro? I'm Gumby. I'll put a concert for you. I don't want to hear all that shit. I need my back end. I don't understand what you talking about back end. I was approaching again. Oh, Boosie, listen. Well, hey, bro, listen. You know what I'm saying? I just got out of prison. I explained my whole situation to him again. And he shut me off again. He shut me, don't say he shut me off again. And, you know, at that point, I kind of like got upset because it was a miscommunication. Like, me and Groove ain't got no issue. I'm looking for the nigga to throw my hoes and you interfering. And it kind of like, see, I ain't no bitch. I got the whole recording. I'm saying, and I'm sending it a little bit to you, though. I'm gonna send a little bit to you. Oh, this ain't no bitch. You know what I mean?
Here's the part of the story that gets really confusing. So, Boosie went on stage and performed after being pressed by Gumby and 200 Hoovers. He didn't really have much of a choice. Now, apparently, Gumby had to come out of his pocket $7,500 extra because TK never paid Boosie. So Gumby had to pay him, you know, a little, like not the full back end, but a little something just to get him to come on stage and perform so people don't feel scared. So, as far as I know, from that particular telling of the story, him and Boosie's issues should be solved. Boosie performed. If TK owes you $7,500, then that should be a TK and Gumby problem. But no. The OG Hoover will say that the concert didn't make him any money. He lost $52,000 during that concert. So because he lost that much money, he believes that Boosie and TK, which is Boosie's brother, owes him money. Now, at this point, he considers them one and the same. Either is TK paying the debt or is Boosie paying the debt. But one of them got to pay.
He was a real nigga. He was in a bad situation. That's why he went on and fired the Q Hoover. That night, he said, book me at Boosie.com. It's a real nigga thing. But at the end of the day, I'm moving though. And when Groove was allowed to leave him out of the room, said, hey, and how that actually played out was that I explained to him after I called his attention that his brother had stolen from me. And I showed him the bank account and I explained to him what happened. And he agreed that he never received that money. And said his brother TQ was on some fact and me and him was going to do business. So if you see the footage from the concert, me and Lil Boosie went out and did a whole duo. Gang said, but at the end of the day, our business is still not finished. Over. I'm $52,000 in that concert, and I need my money from TQ, Lil Boosie, what's the name? Blue Contrail, what's the name? Blue Contrail, no, that's the bitch. Supposed to be nasty, but Visa, see it, the fuck, yeah. What's the name? That nigga there. I need my bread. I don't give a fuck, give it to me.
Boosie made him some promises that they would work, they would do business together in the future. He's sorry for what the brother did, but they will work and they will have their own relationship. It looks like Boosie was just telling him what he wanted to hear so he could make it out that building. Because apparently since Boosie made it out that building, he cut off all communication. They haven't chopped it up. They haven't talked. But Gumby still wants his money. He still wants that $52,000 loss that he took during that concert. And he thinks that Boosie is responsible and only looks for him. So when when Gumby got the word that Boosie is being sentenced in about 10 days to a California state prison, he's licking his chops.
He's sending out the bat signal.
Damn.
So all movers in California State Prison, you gotta stand on that. You better advocate for the big homie. Boosie is in a world of trouble, man. One thing you don't want to do is get a dad in jail. And even that's not as bad as going to jail with an already dead. Oh, no. You going to jail with a dead already?
Never, ever sue the driver who crashed into you after a car accident. There's a better way to get compensated that's faster and easier.
If you lost the league, I'll be surprised.
Fighting Boosie. Like, I don't have nothing to do with none of that. I don't know if they were supposed to fight. I don't even get it. I got my whole own issue with Boosie. Like, y'all already heard about it before on Red Plan. I need my food. All that 500 supposed to be going to the federal penitentiary area where my homeboys is at. All over they go one way or another. They gonna have to speak up for what they supposed to speak up on Boosie. I need my money, TK, TQ, whoever. That was in your inbox with this thing. Oh, Mr. Boosie, I need my money. Come on, slandering you. I don't got to do none of that. I need my bread. You did some whole bad business. They try to make it seem like, oh, the JD promoter, some other bullshit. No, your brother ran off with my money, Boosie. He ran off with my money. Remember that? I'm the that showed you who stole your money. Remember that, Boosie? I need my moves, bro. I need my moves. You know, the penitentiary area, you know what I'm saying, the federal penitentiary, somebody gonna ask about my money, I promise. I need my wallet, bro. The last thing I heard, me and Boosie talking about is, look, bro, get with your people, and my people get with yours, we gonna work it out. That was years ago. So I ain't forgot, I need my wallet, I lost $52,000 in that concert, bro. And on top of that, I showed the real, Boosie supposed to be a real, I showed Boo. Your brother was stealing from me. That's how he learned that his brother was stealing from me. He stole from me and I went going through. You thought my homeboy gentlemen, and they better get my pay. Hey, listen, man. And the president ball public, there's only 2 ways this could happen. Okay, only 2 ways.
Nigga might as well be saying right now.
I live long enough to be a bark and a bastard. Or Boosie just takes the consequences and then comes through. But he's in great game.
Oh, that nigga needs to pay that.
And when I say take the consequences, if Boosie pays Gumby at this particular point in time after Gumby has gone online and says, hey, my homeboy's gonna see you in that jail when you get there. If he pays, now Boosie is the bastard. Now he got his story. Now he gave up the paper. Now they dug in his pockets.
His performance has been
now he's a scary bark.
As dependable as
yeah, give me the narrative, bro. The minute Gumby comes back and says, hey, that has been settled, trust it. Hey, y'all to get packed out. Need to survive in prison. They know what they're losing.
Yeah, it's just 2 points, though.
And knowing Boosie, he's too prideful. He's not going to pay this money because he understands the consequences that comes with it, bro. Yo, if you pay this money to Gumby, that signal is sent out to all the other inmates, now guess what? They ain't gonna know that. All you gonna do is you get tired of pressure. He gonna quit. Right? He gonna fuck it up. He gonna give it up. No, Boosie does what he does, which is, man, I'm not giving nothing, man. I'm staying on it, bro. Right, it's gonna be what it's gonna be. I don't care. It's what's up. There's not gonna end well for him, right? Because I don't care how much influence you think Boosie got. I don't care how much of a street credibility you think Boosie got. I don't care how much fame you think he got, how much glory you think he got. He don't got enough influence in the California State Prison to politic against the Hoopers. He just doesn't. He don't got that influence in that prison. In California State Prison to politic against the Hoopers. If the Hoopers run Boosie head on the swivel, they just won't happen. And if Boosie don't give up that $52,000, you're gonna have his head on that swivel. Boosie, if I'm you, bro, listen, I'm going to court. I'm saying, Your Honor, I can't go to California State Prison. Now, this might be considered snitching, but you might have to snitch, okay, buddy? Listen, you can't make out the situation unscathed, bro. You gotta choose your poison, bro. Alright? You're gonna have to do a little bit of snitching here, okay? Walk into that California State Prison, and say, okay, the greatest villain to ever hit these California streets. Now, it is no disrespect to the OG who's a Gumby. But when you watch Gumby interviews, man, you can't tell me that don't remind you of, like, the villain in a superhero movie. His mannerisms, how he sits down like this and he...
And Tear trailing here.
Oh, who will?
Outside Chauvet.
Oh, that's Boosie, but this Gumby. Oh, who the... Man, Gumby is the most entertaining person on the internet right now.
Here's on there.
You go to court, okay, Boosie, and you say, Your Honor, I can't go to California State Prison. If I go to California State Prison, bruh, that's my head. There's already a green light on me, bruh. I can't do it, okay? I can't, Your Honor. And I'm sure as they do their research, they see, the homeboy's going to be waiting for you. Oh, bro. They're probably going to say, yeah, Boosie, you're right. You can't go to California State Prison, man. Take probation. And what makes it even worse, too, Boosie don't even reside in California full time. So even if Boosie was a transplant who resided in California, he'll be able to kind of politic or influence his women. No, Boosie lives in Atlanta. He was only in San Diego for a feature. Like, he was, like, stopping through, doing some kind of booking or event. He took a last-minute feature, went to the hood, and talked to them guys, so he has a gun on him, and then this happened. Now, the interviewer kind of tried to talk to Gumby off the legs, saying, hey, man, Boosie, man, he wasn't steal from you, man. I'm sure it's a misunderstanding, but the OG ain't going for none of that.
Show you for free how to get access to the best real estate in the world, and then I'm going to show you our exact procedure for underwriting the deal and the potential of the deal, how long you're going to keep it, how much it'll cash flow you, how to do splits with your investors if you don't have any cash and you need to raise the money. So look, come to the free webinar. I'll show you exactly how to play the game the way I play it. I've never done it here. In my entire career, they didn't cash flow every month. I was literally paid. Check it out. Paid to buy something.
I need my money. My money. I need all of that.
Fortier outside.
You mentioned Boosie going to return to the country of California. His son going to, but that's weird. His son got caught in, I heard his son got caught with weird. He's not in California, no, wherever they was at. I'm going to get caught with sleep. You going to that place. You're there.
Yeah, that nigga got some feminine mannerisms.
I like that. You're like you have to go hang I don't really know how he's going to be treated, but I guarantee you, if Mr. Buxton knows going to be the first movement that I know that know me and know anything about me, if you ask him about my violence, I can guarantee you that.
And here's Mark.
If the doors open the first night in California State Prison, the first Google is going to be asking Boosie about that body.
Like that.
Boosie, it was nice knowing you, buddy. I'm sorry. It was nice knowing you, buddy. And listen, there's a reason why California is known as like the black mark of the industry. There's a reason why California has a big red X on its back. It's because they already is known for taking out a cult favorite rapper, right? Now, the South hasn't really dealt with this for a while now. But the East Coast has been the number one victims of the West Coast taking out their favorite rapper. Look, the East Coast lost Tupac. Tupac was the East Coast rapper. He wasn't the West Coast rapper. Biggie. And then when they finally got a resurgence, a new rap scene in New York, the West Coast took out Cosmo, right? Took out Fear Rapper 2. They even took out Philadelphia's hottest rapper at the top, Hit Rock. So, if the West Coast take out Boosie, I'll be real, man. If the West Coast take out Boosie, man, that might finally be the straw that bring the Campbells back. So right now, you're going to have different coasts rallying together for nah, bro. You got to take out the West Coast. Right? We got to take out the Fire Nation, man. And if you watch that episode, you know what I mean, bro. The Fire Nation, nah, bro. They just doing too much at this point, man. Right? Will there ever be a rapper on limits when it comes to the West Coast? Man, y'all let me know, man. If you were Boosie, how would you handle this? Right? You paying that fee, and living to hear your name get mentioned with extortion claims, or do you just handle the consequences? Let me know, man. And if you're still watching this video and you want to make videos that book and how to make your first 10K a month on YouTube, okay? I've made $90,000 in 28 days. I can teach you how to make 10K a month on YouTube easy, bro. All right? And I also got a book on how to grow fast. It all comes together. How to grow fast and make your first 10K a month in the link below in my description, as well as one-on-one consultation. This is my last week doing consultations. So in 2 days, I'm done doing consultations. So if you don't book within 2 days, I'm sorry, it's over with, okay? And if you enjoyed this video, click on this video right here somewhere on my screen, somewhere here, or here, to find out about the really huge WAC 100 and Charleston White drama. I'm going to see you guys in this video somewhere on my screen. I'm out of here, folks. Peace.
Wherever you're coming from, whatever your role, when you start your career at Aspen,